Years ago, I was on the Dr. Joy Brown show. She had a TV show in New York. And they asked me to come back and cure 10 phobias in an hour. And so they brought me to a room, and there were 9 people in the room, and I cured all the phobias. One had a fear of snakes, one had a fear of cockroaches, one had a fear of being social, asking a girl out on a date, one had a fear of heights. And we cured all of their phobias.
You don't do NLP. You have your own process.
And hypnosis is a pie. Certainty is a pie. And I hesitate to call it hypnosis anymore because the research that I've been doing and the studies that I've been doing over the last 8 years have taken it so far beyond hypnosis. Hypnosis is a pie. One slice of that pie was a guy named Milton Erickson. And Grinder and Bandler studied Milton Erickson and used his full awareness process and made that into what people call NLP.
NLP, yeah.
But
I've studied it, yeah.
The pie is actually substantially bigger. It's everything. It's the matrix. And so
essentially how the human brain, how the brain,
it's how people respond
processes information, how it makes sense of the world. Basically.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so they had me cure all these phobias. They had me prove them up. So the person that was afraid of snakes, we brought a snake out, handed it to them.
How did you use? Did you use so Bandler would teach a swish pattern or a timeline regression?
All the above.
Okay.
All the above. Because what happens? Let's imagine I'm working with
tools in the toolbox for you, right?
I'm working with 9 people, and all 9 people have different software. And they all have different fears. And so I've got to be able to utilize all the tools in my tool belt till I can see that I've got an agreement from all 9 of those people. Sure. So I didn't, we cured them.
Can you explain?
I want to finish the story real quick.
Yeah, sure.
Because this is the point of it.
Yeah.
They told me that I was going to cure 10 phobias. There were only 9 people in the room. And I assumed for the moment that they just didn't have a 10th person with a phobia. Turns out they did. The woman was agoraphobic. And agoraphobia means scared to leave the house.
Yeah.
Or go over bridges sometimes it shows up. And she was agoraphobic, and she hadn't left her house in like 20 years. So I go to her house, and we've got the film crew there live with me, so I'm going to do it live. They're live. I knock on the door. The door opens up. First thing I notice, this woman has no arms. She's just got no arms. And the second thing I notice is on every surface of the room, there are pictures of Jesus or the Mother Mary or crucifixes, all this religious insignia all over the place. And the first thing she says to me, and by the way, she opened the door with her foot, standing on one foot, she opened the door. First thing she says is, Dr. Sylver, I'm so excited to have you here. I'm not a doctor, except that's the wrong time to argue. So I let it go. I notice everything. She said, I'm so glad to see you. I said, yes, God sent me. Oh, why? That's her language.
Paradigm,
that's her reality.
Yeah, of course.
So we come in and they wanted to get some B-roll footage. So they got some B-roll footage of her making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich with her feet. She was a programmer, computer programmer of all things. And she typed on the keyboard by holding a pencil between her toes. It was remarkable. So at any rate, we got to the point where I am to do the process with her. There's nothing for me to do. All I've got to do is smack her on the head and say, be healed. And that's what I do. I entered her neuroses. I smacked her on the head. I said, God said, be healed. Oh, am I healed? Yes, let's go. I opened the door up. She says, okay. And we start walking down the street. She hasn't been out of her house in nearly 20 years. She's got tears running down her face. Oh my God, the neighborhood has changed. And we get in the limo, and Dr. Joy wanted to give her a treat, take her to a grocery store and do some grocery shopping for her. So we go to the grocery store, and I say on camera, Dr. Joy said you can buy as much as you want to buy. They only had a budget of $200. I figured I'd get that in for the girl. So we're coming back, and we're in this big, huge, long stretch limousine, and the producer of the segment is sitting beside me, and he says, we need an ending. So how about we get back to the house? The two of you stand in the limousine up through the sunroof, and you guys wave at the camera and say, thanks, Dr. Joy. And I said, I don't think that's a great idea. And he says, why not? I said, I don't think it's a great idea. She's sitting right beside me. He's sitting on the other side. No, you guys should wave at the camera. I said, I don't think that's a great idea. We should come up with something different. And so we get out of the car. She gets out first. He gets out next. I smack him on the back of the head. I said, dude, she can't wave at the camera. She doesn't have any arms. And he goes, oh my God. I said, how about I wave and she speaks? So we got a red-faced producer filming the segment. But it was beautiful. It was magic. And again, that's persuasion. That's influence. Donald Trump's a billionaire. You take a Donald Trump, you take Richard Branson, you take an Elon Musk, people that have had millions and even billions of dollars and then lost it all and then gotten it all back. It's because they know who they are.
Right.
So the question I have for you watching this, listening to this is, who are you? Who were you on the day you were born?